Big thanks to my sponsors, Ibis Cycles, Kitspo Cycling Apparel, Cali Protectives, Trust Performance, PNW Components, WTB, Industry 9, Camelback, Shimano, and Jensen USA. Any purchases from the below links at Jensen USA will directly help support my channel as well.
And I was like actually trying to chase the Olympic dream at that point in time.
Oh, wow. Yeah! We're here at Duthie with the owners of PNW Components, Aaron and Emily Curson. And don't forget Cody Kelley.
What do I do with my hand?
Awkward squirrel in the back, Cody.
What did I do? I don't know.
You gotta get ready for this race.
Someone you guys are probably familiar with is Cody Kelley. Cody, thanks for joining us today.
Yeah. Thanks for having me, dude.
I had the pleasure to meet Cody maybe 5 or 7 years ago on the enduro scene, and we were both racing, and his riding style is completely unique. He says he looks up to other folks, but I think he's got his own riding style. We wanted to meet up with him and ask him kind of what makes him tick and what his influences are. You came on the scene 2013, 2014. When did you get into the mountain bike thing?
Grew up racing BMX, but I guess I basically like Mitch Pilato was like my big brother. So he started racing mountain bikes, and that's like all I wanted to do was race mountain bikes because that's what Mitch was doing. He started in like 2009 probably.
Okay.
But I was racing BMX full time, and I was like actually trying to chase the Olympic dream at that point in time.
Oh, we could totally hit some of these gaps.
I was on, I don't know what they called us, Junior Olympic or Junior Devo, but it basically was like Junior Olympic. So the Olympic Training Center in Chula Vista, they opened that facility. Basically BMX was like one of its main focuses, and they had one of the supercross tracks there, which I don't know if you've ever seen that, but it's like a 3-story tall starting hill, and you're going like 40 miles an hour on a 20-inch.
And you rode that track?
Yeah, so that's when I got injured and I was like, I'm out. I did 3 different camps, or maybe 4, I think 3, and they're all like a little over a week apiece.
Okay.
Where you like go stay at the facility, get trained by like USA Olympic coaches, like the BMX specific coaches and stuff. That's when my dreams just kind of got crushed, because those tracks are really dangerous.
Yeah.
Like extremely dangerous. The sketchy thing is you got 7 other dudes next to you that like they just want your neck. They don't care if you're in one piece at the bottom, you know? And the first jump back then was like, I want to say it was 42 feet, like mandatory gap. You're not rolling it, especially at almost 40 miles an hour, you know? That's a gnarly sport, man. Everyone's injured in that sport, like 24/7, way worse than mountain bikes. I got injured a bunch in BMX, and I was like, I just like had an epiphany and was over it. I was just like, I gotta do something else, but I wanna keep riding bikes. Woo! Mitch got me hooked up with Specialized Edge at the time, Envy now, and then I raced downhill real seriously for 3 years, both my junior years. Okay. I actually went to Junior Worlds in 2012, and Leo Gang didn't do so hot. But. Yes. 2011 did GRTs, and then 2012 I was on like Specialized North American factory racing, I want to call it. Mitch, Curtis Keene, and Brad Benedict and myself. And then I did 2 World Cups and World Champs that year.
How does the transition to enduro happen?
Oh man, so 2013, my first elite year of downhill. I separated my shoulder. I never rode trail bikes before that, really. I had a slalom bike that had a dropper post on it that I rode on the trails sometimes, but I mostly just like was a park rat and like a shuttle bandit. I had no strength, like from sitting in a sling for a while after the separated shoulder, and all I could throw around was my trail bike. So I just like started riding trail bikes, and I actually liked them a lot more than the downhill bike. I was like having way more fun on them. I still raced downhill a little bit that year, but then I re-separated the same shoulder at a downhill race, and I was just like so burnt on it at that point. Burnt on getting injured, I guess. Didn't really know what I was gonna do. But then like that's right when enduro started taking off, I think, like 2013. At the time I was riding a Specialized, and I talked to Specialized and I was like, what do you guys think of me like changing my focus? And Envy was also a big supporter of mine at that point in time, which they are now still, but both of them were totally keen on it. So I was like, sick. I guess I'm going like full enduro in 2014 and just like totally changed focus. Like I hadn't even done a race, honestly. I'd never even done an enduro. Always been really close with Curtis Keene, and he was racing in 13 as it was growing in the US. I'm talking to him and he's like, yeah, dude, it's rad. Like you go ride your bike for like 5 hours and like hang out with dudes, and then you only race the sick part of the mountain. I'm keen. Let's do this.
I really wanted to ask, you got such a unique style, especially on jumps. You see a lot of people with BMX influence and they're hitting jumps, but you don't see very many that use that same influence and are actually riding things that have a more downhill flavor to them. So you're blending those two in a unique way. What have been your inspirations to get you kind of in that direction?
Growing up with Mitch, like we always just pushed each other, and like we were always like real style focused as kids. There's a BMXer that is from Salt Lake. He had like a really unfortunate crash.
Mikey.
Yeah, Mikey Aiken. We grew up just idolizing that dude. Like even when we were racing BMX, we were just watching Mikey Aiken videos and just like seeing how nasty he'd get. I honestly think we just like tried to look like Mikey for probably like close to 5 years, maybe even more of that. Yeah, same, like for sure. Still watch old Mikey edits. I think just watching that, and then also being super inspired by what Mitch can do on a bike. The kid's super naturally gifted as well, as now he's like putting in the hard work and he's killing it. I think me and Mitch probably rode together like 5 days a week for probably almost 10 years of my life, maybe a little more.
You've been a pro bike racer for quite a while now.
Yeah.
What's the hardest part about being a pro bike rider?
Losing's always hard. Getting injured's like the worst, I think, but I guess that's kind of for everybody. I had a really tough season last year, and like one of the hardest seasons of my career. It was not good. Like I had a couple good US races, but yeah, I got like a really bad concussion, and then I got like really gnarly food poisoning, and I did this weird like muscle rupture thing in my back, and like I just had like a struggle season, and it was just like all injury related. And then I like kept trying to race. It was super tough mentally, like for sure. That stuff seems to eat at me personally the most, like the mental side, just like getting kicked in the teeth and then again and again and again. The hole just seems like is endless at some point. I try not to like focus on negative stuff, I guess. Just roll with the punches and get back out there. You know, I've been talking about Mitch a lot, but we both were on Spesh. He like obviously helped me tons. Curtis has been awesome, dude. Like he's been such a big help to me. He taught me a lot at like a young age. He's helped me tons on the bike, off the bike, taught me a lot about just life in general. When I became teammates with Richie, I actually ignited like a very good relationship with Jared Graves as well, just because they had been teammates on Yeti for years, even though Jared was on a Specialized when I was on a Yeti. Me and Curtis were really tight before Jared switched to Specialized, and obviously Jared and Richie were really tight, so the four of us just became like the Four Stooges or something. We did 2 weeks in Keystone training together. Like we all just stayed in the same house and just like trained our butts off and pushed each other. And those 2 years were really good. Like it was the four of us going all over the place.
So that would have, what years were those?
16 and 17.
Okay.
Yeah, Yeti gave me a huge opportunity. It was rad, and like to be able to ride with Richie all the time was huge. Like the dude he's just a freak on a bike.
Yeah.
And Richie and I are actually similar, other than the fact that he will hit gnarly sections, no brakes, and I'm a little more conservative.
Okay.
Like that's not necessarily my style, but you know, Richie wins races, so maybe I need to work on that. I don't know, but he just goes out and just like plays around, and he loves it, man. He's always smiling. It's always influential to be around people like that, you know, that are like super into it, and in my eyes into it for the right reason, because they have a passion about bikes, you know.
Yeah. Well, thanks for sitting down and chatting. Thanks for slowing down so I could follow you through a few sections. Over the years, I haven't been racing or anything. I'm way off pace, and you've only gotten faster, so it's quite apparent. But that's good. I need to see that. It's really cool. If you guys want to follow Cody, check him out. Kelley MTB on Instagram. He does some rad manual Mondays. I think he originated the manual Monday, maybe.
I think Win had Willy Wednesday, but
that's Wednesday.
Monday. Yeah, true. Mondays. I think I did. I'm not sure though. Who knows?
OG Manual Monday right here. Check him out on his Instagram. Watch his manual clips. If you guys like this video, click subscribe. If you want to ask me questions about why I think Cody Kelley is so rad, drop those in the comments below. See you guys on the trails.